Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
The year 2002 witnessed a significant contribution to the burgeoning field of geology, with Jean-Baptiste Lamarck's publication, Hydrogéologie. This work, a detailed exploration of the hydrological cycle, the formation of sedimentary rocks, and the movement of water, solidified Lamarck's position among the leading natural philosophers of his day. Comprehending hydrogéology demands placing it within its specific intellectual and historical milieu, evaluating its lasting impact, and appreciating the innovative concepts it advanced. The intellectual landscape preceding Lamarck's hydrogéology was characterized by complex interplay of emerging scientific ideas and lingering theological influences. The prevailing concept of catastrophism, championed by figures like Georges Cuvier, posited that the Earth's geological features were primarily the result of sudden, dramatic events. Conversely, Lamarck, deeply influenced by the concept of gradualism, foreshadowed what would later be known as uniformitarianism, suggesting that slow, continuous processes, rather than infrequent cataclysms, shaped the Earth over vast stretches of time. This approach, rooted in the Enlightenment's emphasis on empirical observation and rational explanation, sought to displace the prevailing biblical chronology and establish a more empirical understanding of the Earth's age and history. Prior to its publication, Lamarck's interest formed in part from his work in botany and his development of a system of classification. As a result of these efforts, we began to notice patterns in the distribution of plants and the geological formations where they grew, ultimately leading him to the hypothesis that geological forces and water were key to the landscape. Hydrogéology itself presents a comprehensive framework for understanding the Earth's hydrological processes and their role in shaping the planet. Lamarck meticulously detailed the water cycle, from precipitation to evaporation, emphasizing the importance of rivers, oceans, and underground water systems in the transport and deposition of sediments. A central tenet of the work is that water, through its constant movement and interaction with the Earth's surface, is the primary agent of geological change. Lamarck described the erosion of mountains by rivers, the transportation of sediments to the sea, and their subsequent deposition to form new sedimentary rocks. He also discussed the role of subterranean water in forming caves and other geological features. His detailed observations and interpretations marked a significant departure from purely speculative accounts of the Earth's formation. A crucial aspect of hydrogéology involved Lamarck's ideas concerning the formation of stratified rocks. He proposed that sediments, transported primarily by water, would accumulate in layers, eventually consolidating into solid rock. Further, he suggested a process of fossil formation, where the remains of organisms became embedded within these sedimentary layers, reflecting a temporal record of life. This understanding, which posited that fossils were the remains of past life forms, directly contradicted the prevailing view, common in many religious circles, that fossils were formed in other ways. Lamarck argued, though the fossil record indicated a gradual evolution of life, a concept he later extended and elaborated upon in his influential work on evolution. This idea, while nascent in hydrogéology, offers a glimpse into his more famous theory. The initial impact of hydrogéology needs consideration within the broader scientific community. The lack of widespread acceptance should be viewed within the context of the scientific landscape of the time and the intellectual dominance of catastrophism. The ideas presented in hydrogéology were, for a time, considered less influential than Cuvier's catastrophist approach. Nevertheless, hydrogéology played a crucial role in introducing the notion of uniformitarianism, which would later find its full expression in the work of Charles Lyell. Lyell's Principles of Geology, published decades later, wholeheartedly adopted Lamarck's emphasis on gradual geological processes and provided a detailed and reasoned philosophical framework that had a profound effect on geology and the emerging science of evolutionary thought. The significance of hydrogéology resides in laying some of the groundwork for the developments of the 19th century. It introduced the framework for comprehending the ongoing processes that mold the Earth's structure over enormous periods. The influence of hydrogéology is, beyond its impact on Lyell, discernible in the development of various scientific fields. Lamarck's emphasis on the continuous modification of the Earth's surface by natural processes influenced the early studies in hydrology, geomorphology, and stratigraphy. His detailed observations on the interplay of land and water informed subsequent investigations into the formation of river systems, sedimentary basins, and coastlines. Furthermore, his work anticipated some of the key concepts of modern environmental science, such as the interconnectedness of geological, hydrological, and biological systems. His conception of sedimentary rock formation, and the role that fossils played, further added to his influence on the development of paleontology. Several critiques and adaptations of Lamarck's ideas emerged over time. One common criticism centered on the lack of detailed evidence for his claims. Lamarck lacked the tools and evidence for conclusive proof of his theories concerning the geological processes. The lack of verifiable evidence and reliance on speculative assumptions led some contemporaries to reject his ideas. Despite these criticisms, the central tenets of hydrogeology concerning the gradual nature of geological change and the role of water in shaping the Earth's surface gained increasing acceptance as more evidence became available. The influence of specific individuals contributed to the development of hydrogeology. Lamarck's earlier work in botany influenced his focus on natural processes. His interest in classifying plants by their characteristics led him to examine the geological formations in which these plants grew, leading him to incorporate the importance of water in shifting the Earth's physical characteristics. Furthermore, the influence of Enlightenment thought, with its emphasis on empirical observation and rational explanation, is pervasive throughout the work. Philosophers such as John Locke, with their emphasis on the role of the senses in acquiring knowledge, contributed to Lamarck's scientific methodology. The influence of hydrogeology on later generations of scientists is considerable, beyond its indirect influence on Lyell and the uniformitarianism that would dominate geological thought. Lamarck's work stimulated further research. Lamarck also directly influenced the study of hydrogeology. His emphasis on the interconnectedness of geological and biological systems influenced the formation of environmental science and the concept of ecosystems. Other scholars adopted Lamarck's ideas concerning geological change and the importance of water as a constructive and destructive force. The influence of hydrogeology is tangible in the modern understanding of the Earth's dynamic nature. In summary, Hydrogeology by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck represents a pivotal contribution to the understanding of the Earth's geological processes. While its immediate impact was limited, this work introduced key revolutionary concepts: the concept of gradualism, the importance of water in shaping the Earth's surface, and the interconnectedness of geological and biological systems were all important to later scientific developments. Hydrogeology exemplifies the transition from speculative cosmologies to a science founded on observation and a commitment to natural, rather than supernatural, explanations. Hydrogeology offered a framework for the study of the Earth's dynamic processes and laid the groundwork for subsequent developments in geology, hydrology, and, by implication, evolutionary biology. It stands as a monument to Lamarck's intellectual courage and his enduring influence on our understanding of the world. It is an innovative work that provided the foundation for understanding Earth's physical nature and its historical framework.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.